You guys are going to love this one. I've never seen a video on a knockoff harp before. This is a video on a Suzuki Sirius that was sent to me to customize a 14-holer. And I took it apart and realized immediately it was a fake. It was made in China. It's not a Suzuki. But it's not a bad harp. When I customize it, it will end up being a nice instrument. And the individual that has it also decided they want a slider. And if you haven't seen one of those, I will show you a slider. This slider was actually originally made for a Suzuki and then was reshaped for Pissardo, but you know, you play it with your lip on the slider in here. I'll make one. Well, anyway, let me play this for you and then I'll take it apart and show you how I know it's a fake, okay? So let me just play it though. It ain't bad. Well, first tip. That's a ghost buzz. It's caused by the reed just catching the edge of the reed plate. Suzuki doesn't do that. Their instruments are very, very precisely made. Okay, well let me go over how I knew this thing was a fake. Okay, first of all, these appear to be genuine Suzuki covers. Okay, and I don't think it's a genuine mouthpiece, but it's a close duplicate. Okay, see, these are gold. They don't use gold. They're silver. Okay, to my knowledge. So these are the stanchion cover stanchions. Let's take it apart and see how we know that it's a fake. I've had a lot of harps sent to me over time to test, and some of them are fakes. Usually the ones that are a great deal. You know, somebody really got a deal. Okay, so I'm taking this thing apart. I'm going to pull off the mouthpiece screws here and the bumpers, and I'll show you you know, we could pretend we're like a sleuth, you know, like a detective. And how do we know? Well, first of all, Suzuki's are really, really, really precisely made. If you take a look at the underside here of this, you'll see it's kind of rough and the plating's a little questionable. That is not Suzuki. Suzukis are perfect. They're very, very well made. And the mouthpiece itself has little imperfections. Little ones, which you can't hardly see, but that's not Suzuki. Now the big tip is the slide. Okay, this is not a Suzuki slide. Take a look at the roughness of the metal and the sharpness of the edge. This is just an average quality, unpolished, very rough slide. You know, a Suzuki slide is like butter and it's smooth. This is not. Now I'm going to pull open the covers because the other hint that this is not a Suzuki is here. And you will be surprised at the bottom line of this video. Okay, now when I take these covers off, I don't know whether these are stock covers or not from Suzuki. They might be, but I doubt it. They're probably knockoffs too. But here's another tip, okay? Look at the metal on the reed plate. It's rough. Now when you see a Suzuki, you have a silver-plated reed plate that's like glass. This is definitely not Suzuki. And guess what? Those are riveted on reeds. You know? And guess what? Suzukis are held on with welded on reeds. That'd be a tip, wouldn't it? So basically, it's stamped to be identified as a Suzuki, but that's a fake. But here's the weird part. I prefer this to a Suzuki. And you're like, what? Well, it's got some air tightness problems. The guy had put, or the girl who owned it had put Vaseline on the underside of the slide to seal it up, which is always a sign of a problem instrument. What a terrible repair, just terrible. But the comb itself can be smoothed. And I can polish this slide and make it look like a mirror. So I can do that without taking off too much metal. But the reeds, even though they're brass, actually have a little brighter tone, and that overcomes my principal complaint with phosphor bronze reeds is they're too dark. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and customize it.